Well, hi. Today is, I think, what was it, 21st of April, 25. So I just pulled my panel. Here's what it looks like. What? I'm gonna be taking a picture of that one. That's gonna be my thumbnail. You're going like, what's that boy making that face like that for? Because you just saw the future thumbnail. That's kind of how I do it sometimes. Sometimes I'll take a snapshot, right, of something like that. And other times I'll say, oh, I'm right here, and I'll hold it in a certain pose for a little bit, and then I can go in and do what's called crop it, snap it. Sometimes I just take another picture of, I'll take my phone and just say, yeah, I like that particular frame, and I'll take a snapshot on my laptop. I have a high definition laptop. It's close enough. And just take a snapshot of whatever frame I want, and that's what I make my thumbnail out of. Yeah, does anybody else do it that way? I don't know. Like I was saying, like I just made a podcast about that. I get a conceptualization of something, and I run with it in my own head. What works for me? What do I have? What can I do with what I have, with how I perceive things, and how can I solve this problem the quickest way? Not spending 20 hours or 30 hours trying to do it somebody else's way and learning how they did it. I did it my way. So I got these ants here. So I did an inspection of this thing. And looking at this mess, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have hundreds maybe of varroa mites in there. Maybe. Not likely, but possible. It's a mess. And so the last time I pulled my board, I had, I don't know, 4, 5. It didn't look like this though. The other one, the last time I pulled my board, I think I only had it in there for 3 or 4 days. I just wanted to see what was coming in because there was a lot of bees coming in. They usually bring in varroa mites from other colonies that got dropped on flowers, and the varroa mites jump on those bees, and my bees come back in, and But when that was a lot of pollen activity going on, bringing in a lot of food, after all that, because it's slowed down. They've pretty much cleaned all the flowers out, I guess, in the area. They're still bringing in some, but nothing like they were like a week and a half ago. Oh my gosh, they were bringing in so much food about a week and a half ago, and so when I pulled that panel, I saw some varroa mites, but they looked different. They didn't look like my varroa mites I've been seeing for the last 6 months. Mine were very consistent looking, like they were from the same family. These varroa mites had different oblong shapes, really dark. I don't know. There's like 18 different variations of varroa mites, so I don't know which ones they were. But I don't think they were mine. I got used to what mine looked like. They always looked the same, right? From the same mama. And so today I have 0. So I took my Inspector Gadget, and I went along, and I see nothing, but I did see these little gnat hive beetles. I have to call them gnat hive beetles, because they're a beetle. I got a close look up at them, and when they landed, when I would see them land, I would watch that upper shell close in over their sensitive wings, just like a ladybug. When they would close their wings, it looked exactly like a ladybug when she would close her wings. And so they're a beetle, and I'm just going to call them a gnat hive beetle because they got into my hive. I've seen hundreds of them eating on some mountain sugar that I had. They're all in the mountain sugar on the top of the dividing board, all in there eating the sugar. So they're after the sugar, and they're going to be after the honey, and whatever else resources they can get. So on here, you can take borax, you can take a little bit of sugar, some vegetable oil, melt it in a pan, let it chill for a while, spread it on your panel, and slide it in there underneath your screen board. And I'm going to give a video here on that in a second. because you don't want no bees getting on the borax stuff, right? Not good for bees. And so when those gnat beetles land on the board, and there was quite a few of them on this board when I pulled it out, and they looked like they were struggling because they were getting their feet all caught up in the vegetable oil, and it was dragging them down. They were moving slowly, like what the heck is attached to my legs, kind of like that, and they couldn't fly because the oils got into their wings, and so I had a bunch of them just crawling around here, just didn't know what to do with themselves because of them getting it all over in their wing, the oils on their wings and on their legs, and they're trying to clean themselves, and it just made it worse. So they're just kind of barely moping around on this board. Of course, I took them all out. Just yeah, and so yeah, that's a real mess, isn't it? So what they've been doing, you can see there's lines, all those lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I got nine lines. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, probably one on the end or something. I don't know. It says 9 in between. Yeah, that's gonna be 9. 10 frames, 9 strips. Okay, I had to do the math. So so what they're doing is, because I had a lot of empty frames. Most of the frames in my double brood box, I have 2 brood boxes that I have. And most of those frames I put in there, I built, and they didn't have nothing to slide in, right? It was just a frame, an open frame. But I had taken a little wax comb and I'd put it in the corners. So the fact that all these frames, all this section over here had no frames, that means they're busy building them frame. They're building frames and they're building up the comb in those empty frames. Obviously, there's a line in every one, and there wasn't any on this side. I didn't have any comb. It was just open frames, right? And they're busy doing something with them. It's all kinds of pieces, not Reese's. And so I'm going to go out and show you how I do my screen boards, bottom screen boards, to be able to install this thing. And it collects everything. So when the bees are being attacked by something on the inside, whether it be ants or the gnat hive beetles or any other hive beetles, or they'll chase them around and they'll fall down onto the tacky board. You can call it tacky or sticky, whatever. I like calling it tacky. I know it sounds a little tacky, but that's just my way. So, but me and you will be colloquial now, right? We can say tacky whenever somebody else hears that's never heard. That's not a tacky board. Well, to each his own, right? And so, let's go out there and assemble this bottom screen board for this kind of process of sliding that in there. Okay, see you out there.